let's talk about the next big thing. 40 grand. I got Nicholas here because I wanted him to come on today's live show because how much were you making like 2 years ago? Everyone saw you on my Instagram post.
Maybe $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month, and you did what last year, or then the last year you've done how much?
I'll do about 350 gross.
350 gross and 80% margins, so 250,000 net.
About.
That's not quite 40 grand a month. You're at about this pace right here net.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad net. How would that? I'm gonna be answering some questions, and I want to talk about the next big thing, because there's always a next big thing. In 1994, the next big thing was caught. The trend was caught by Jeff Bezos. It was Amazon. Now he's the richest man alive, $1 trillion company. Before that, 1984, and even before, there was Steve Jobs caught the next big thing. And whether, life's not all about money, but it is easier with a little bit of money. How does life feel going from 11? And by the way, if you're wondering how he did it, you got into one of my programs, how long ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Are you an actor?
No.
No?
No.
People always the world is so asleep that people automatically assume everything's like fake, which is fine. I get it. There's a lot of people tricking people, but this is not tricked. And how does it feel going from, just so people here can know, because every one of us, you, me, you weren't born into rich parents, were you?
No.
No? What do your parents do? I should have.
Mom's stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Was a nurse. Dad's director of operations at a company.
Cool.
So.
Was he making more money than you're making now?
No.
Never.
No.
So you're the big earner now.
I am.
Do they look at you different?
Yeah, I actually picked up a Maserati. That was my gift to myself.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it's a gift to your parents.
No, gift to myself. So they pull up in that. I pull up in that.
You pull in that just to show up your dad. Say, Dad.
He's proud.
He's proud. That's a good, proud dad. So we're gonna talk about a little bit how he did it, what I showed him how to do on this live call. I showed him techniques that are still available, and I'm gonna show you, 2 years ago, he's starting to get trained, but now I want to talk about the next 2.0 version of what I showed him. And he was basically, he's making money online. By the way, it used to be thought to be a scam to make money online, but now it's kind of accepted. And most people, I remember, because I started a lot more than 10 years ago, and people were like, make money online, man, you should get a real job, blah, 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 blah. And now it's just everybody that you see made money online. You have Jeff Bezos, Amazon's online, replacing stores. Warren Buffett, even he just bought more shares in, big companies like Apple. And Apple, even though it's an offline company, it's still electronics to connect you online. That's what you do with your iPhone. You don't really, not many people are using it as much for phone calls. So, look, he's got to go here in a little bit. I just wanted him to come on here for a few minutes. Oh, we got to reset Twitter. Yeah, just reset Twitter all over. So if you want to I remember the first time I got one stack in my bank account per month, 10 grand a month, a stack of cash a month. And it just changed my life. I was like, yes. And I didn't even have all this stuff that you guys can learn from, man. You didn't have Instagram, you didn't have YouTube videos, you didn't have any online, no one was doing this. You had pretty much college. You had high school and college if your parents didn't know what they were doing. That was your two choices. I didn't have enough money to go to college, really. I tried. It was too hard. Like, I had to balance stuff, and I couldn't really be full-time. So I just jumped in it, started making money. And 10 grand a month. When did you start? How long did it take you to make 10 grand a month? Are we live on Twitter?
About 11 months.
I think Twitter has to be upside down, no?
Oh, no, update.
Yeah.
It's good.
Oh. What's up, Twitter? Oh. What up, Twitter? You guys didn't reset. We're talking about how Nicholas is making this much per month net, 20,000 a month. I'm going to show him next big thing. I'm going to get him up to this stack, 40 grand a month.
Sounds good to me.
He got himself a Maserati. That's good. That's the first nice car. I got myself a Mercedes, and then I got I got a Maserati in like 2005, I think, or something like that.
It's fun.
Yeah, you like it.
Fun.
We gotta keep you moving up now.
Yeah, for sure.
The reason we're doing this live call is not to talk about Nicholas or talk about myself, but oh look, here's somebody else doing the same thing. Easy Fit on YouTube. For those wondering, the client I closed today is $2,000 a month on a 3-month contract. So this guy, I don't even know who this is. Easy Fit on YouTube, $6,000 a month contract, $6,000 total contract, and so. I'm just going to ask you a few questions before you go. So, because I'm going to lay out like the 2.0 version of what Nicholas did. Nicholas got in at the 1.0, which made him, 20 grand a month. And so here's the thing. Describe what it was like. You got in.
Yeah.
How much money did you put in to start your online business, which in this case was a social media marketing agency?
Sure. So I bought the program, which was $1,000 at the time.
Yeah, it was $1,000. Yep.
And then it was like $150 for the state filing fee for my
for LLC. Right.
And that was it. And I had.
So you were $1,100 in.
Yeah.
And you made this in the last 12 months, $250,000 net.
Yeah.
That's a good return on your money.
I would say.
That's
I don't
a real
know
good
anything
return.
else, any other investment other than in you that gets you that kind of money.
Yeah, it's not just me. And by the way, it's not me. I don't have a cult for people. I don't want it to be like the cult of Tai, but it's the cult of making money in the way that soon will be outdated, by the way. By the time you have kids watching, they're going to be like, oh, you were making money online? That's so outdated. They're going to be onto like using virtual reality, and they're going to have like headsets on, and God knows. I don't even know where the world's going to go. So you always have to catch this next trend. 2016 was when I rolled this out. You got in 2016? Or when did you get in?
End of 2015. Like
Yeah.
very end.
Yeah.
After Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that was the end of 2016. That was 2016.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 years. You forgot. It's 2018, man. Two years. Do the math, because I launched in October 2016.
Yeah.
So I was just in Palm Springs, and all these people were writing me like, Tai, I can't figure out how to make money. And I just went, if I was broke, what would I do? And I go, I know what to do. Make a social media marketing agency. Here's like the map. So tell me if you agree. I'm going to show you the old version, and then later I'm going to show you the 2.0. So the old version has him here. He's got to get to 2.0 version, which stacks the cash. 40 grand will be better than 20 grand a month, right? So here was the old formula. Basically, in a nutshell, here's you. I don't know how much money you're making now. When I started, I was sleeping on a couch in a mobile home, okay? Basically homeless. I was bedless. I was on a couch, right? So for me, that's where I was. You go and you ask yourself this question. Who has money? Okay? A lot of people forget that. They go, I want to make more money, but you have to ask, who has the money? And a lot of people go to individual people. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the world, you know who has the most money? Companies. So the answer is businesses. Businesses. Like every day you drive by, if you start paying attention, I guarantee you, if you drive to work, you drive by 50 to 100 businesses. And some of those businesses are making a lot of money. Even a little pizza store. There's a guy, one of my old business partners, Mike, in North Carolina. He's got 3 little pizza stores, like in a strip mall, those little ones, and he nets like 500. He's doing over 500 grand a month for 10 years. I mean, a year, 500. So he's doing 4 stacks a month. And you know how many little strip mall stores you go by? So if you go to Mike, let's just take Mike, for example. So you go to a business, in this case, for example, a pizza restaurant, a little pizza joint, right? You say to them, I'm gonna help you make money. Everybody listens to that. You walk in the door, like do cold calling, where you're like trying to sell candy bars or you're trying to sell vacuum cleaners. A lot of people will say, no, I don't care about that. I don't need a vacuum cleaner, I don't need candy bar. But if you say to them, I'm gonna make you more money, people pay attention. So how can you do that? Well, easy. The pizza restaurant or dentist or whatever, they need paying customers. Most business owners are about 55 years old in America and really around the world. Most successful business owners businesses are owned by people over 55. So they don't know the internet. So you go to them and you say, you want more paying customers? Let me run your social media for you, your email marketing. Let me run your website, optimize it. Then I'll generate leads and more people to your pizza store. And then they say, great, let me start. And you say, one thing, I got a little contract here. I ain't doing this for free. I want, and you charge them between $1,000 and $10,000 a month. Now, what's your average customer? What are you charging now?
3 to 5K.
3 to 5K. The better you get, the more customers you have. Like your first customers, how much did you charge less your first customers?
$1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So you did what I said.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So here, come in a little bit because I don't want your head to get cut off. Sure. So you're doing 1,000, and now that you're better, you're like, yo, I'll do like 3 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and eventually you'll be
even more, because if you do, when you get good and you get confident, you can do like different deals, commission deals, and all that.
Well, that's 2.0 version. This 1.0. Now here's the crazy thing: if you get just three businesses to pay you, let's say an average of $2K a month, that's $6,000 a month. And let me tell you this. Since I launched this program, I've trained more than 25,000 people in, I think last I counted, like 70 countries, because is not just for the United States. The amount of testimonials is insanity land. I mean, it's like I used to carry on my phone 700 people. That's not all of them, but that's all I could fit in my WhatsApp without scrolling for like 15 minutes. 700 people showing checks, showing 10 G's a month, showing some people just another grand a month, $3,000. Top student first year 2016 did Jaden did 1.2 million, and I think he's now on his way to doing, I think, 6 million or something. He's branched out into because once you have success, it takes money to make money. So once you start getting 10, 20, do you have more opportunities now opening up to you?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some we can't even talk about. We were talking about offline. You got some opportunities to expand like crazy.
Yeah.
Big people coming to you.
Yeah, for sure. Because now you have a valuable skill set.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're buying. So like, I mean, colleges aren't even teaching this. Like, I got invited to speak at USC.
Really?
On Facebook ads.
Yep.
And the professor was like, "This is such new material," and I was just talking basics. So it's like,
so
people paying $60K.
USC is one of the top and most expensive business schools in the world.
Yeah.
And undergrad, I think USC undergrad is like $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Yeah.
Undergrad. We ain't talking about PhD, medical degree. And you're going in there, walking in, somebody who's never made money before. I mean, you were making $12,000 a year before.
Yeah.
And you walk in, and all of a sudden you see, in the game of life, especially business, as the saying goes, bullshit walks, and there's different things that talk. But when it comes to business, just money talks. Not in the sense of materialistic, but you go to the USC professor and you go, I'm making $20,000 a month. And all of a sudden people are like, ooh, I respect you. Come teach in my class. Mm-hmm. And that's not why you do things. You should never do something just for here. Ryan Japper says, I go to USC. Undergrad is 60 plus just for tuition, not counting food probably. It's insane. And USC is a great school, but I would tell you, look, this formula, I remember making $10,000 a month. So this is my challenge for you, Nicholas. I'm gonna let people ask a few questions before you go.
For sure.
$10,000 a month I remember making. Then I remember I was making $10,000 a week. That was a big breakthrough in my life. So that's $10,000 a week is $40,000 a month. That's where we got to get you. And then I remember figuring out how to make $10,000 a day. That was in about 2008. I figured out how to make $10,000 a day. I was one of the first people to use Facebook ads. It was back in, I think it was either 08 or 09. right around then. They had a beta program, I jumped in it. So 10,000 a day, that's the next level. I call this just the rule of tens. You just go up by adding another zero or changing the parameter here. Then I remember how to make 10,000 an hour, and that was a different thing, because 10,000 an hour, if you do it for a full 24 hours, is $250,000 a day. I remember doing that and going, whoo, I wonder if you could make any more than that. And then I remember doing 10 grand in a minute, you know? And that's as far as I've gotten. The next, I haven't figured out how to consistently make 10,000 a second. That's crazy money.
Yeah, that's fun.
I do not yet know how to do this, but you know, my life's not over yet. This one I figured out, 10,000 a minute. I can't always do that, but I've done, you know, I've done $1 million in an hour before. That's 10,000 a minute times 60 minutes is what? 600,000 in an hour. I've beaten that. So this one's tough. This is 10,000. This is 600,000.
Is Bezos making that now?
600,000 a minute? Yeesh.
I don't know.
That Jeff Bezos, yeah, I mean, some of these Bezos guys are making crazy money. I had dinner with Steve Ballmer, you know, these guys with $32 billion. But anyway, let's not even go crazy. Like, let's stay in the land of reality. You're not going to just go, you don't skip. Don't try to skip. When you skip, it's like skipping up the stairs. You go skipping up concrete stairs, you're going to fall and break your face. So I see a lot of people going too fast. You're right here. Well, you're a little past this. You're like transition. You're like right there.
Working on it.
So I want to ask you the first question. I'm going to let you guys ask some questions live. Getting customers. That was people's biggest fear. And you're somewhat shy. You're not super extroverted and you're like in between.
I'm right in the middle.
Yeah. But you're not like this person that just goes out and talks to strangers and stuff. How did you learn to get paying customers? Or what was your thing that helped you?
You know, I think going into, whether it's a networking event, whether it's on the phone, in person, if you know what you're talking about, the fear kind of goes away.
Right.
And once they realize that you're sharp and you have answers to their questions, and you know, you're not kind of stumbling around, and that confidence just comes from knowing your stuff. And you did the work and you learn from the best, and then you know, you can project that outward, and it's easier for people to trust you when it seems like you actually know what you're talking about.
Absolutely. So basically what you're saying is, once the training kicks in, you got trained, because initially we had a 4-month program training. You went through, you got certified.
Yep.
Once you got that, then this is what one of my mentors says. He played pro basketball. His name is Pooh Richardson. Played against Michael Jordan. He says first game in the NBA, he played against Michael Jordan as a rookie. And he said, your competence is your confidence.
Yeah.
See, as you build competence, all of a sudden you're confident, and people buy into your confidence and go, I want you to work with me. So the problem in the modern school system that each person watching is dealing with is like school, you come out of school not competent in making money, so you have no confidence. When you have no confidence, people don't believe in you. Then you stop believing in yourself, and that's like a downward spiral. Next thing you know, I see comments right here just saying things like, you know, I got $27 in my bank account. I got to get you guys to a place, and this is one of my goals in life, is to go out there and train millions of people through the internet. Obviously, I can't do it in person. Myself and other people that I bring in that are experts. And we've done that. I think we hit 100 million people we've helped that have watched something, maybe 30 seconds of a video, or some of them 30 hours.
Yeah, and I know some people think like, okay, if I don't have any clients already, like, how am I going to get around, you know, them asking, well, who else have you worked with?
Right.
Like, I just want to say my first client didn't even ask me that question because I just knew what I was talking about. Exactly.
People don't ask that much, guys. Don't be afraid of your shadow. People are afraid of their shadow. Yeah. People are literally afraid of stuff that hasn't even happened yet.
Right.
Hey, can you turn on the Twitter comments here, Adrian?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. What's a question then that people have before Nicholas goes? Louis 12 236 says, hey Nick, love the grind, keep it up.
Thanks, man.
Someone says,
Someone asked, what's your first customer?
who was your first, what business was your first customer?
In
What kind?
legal services.
So like a lawyer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, lawyers. Man, everybody could be your customer. Lawyers, doctors, dentists, cosmetic surgeons, landscapers, restaurant owners, realtors. Anybody who doesn't need more paying customers. They have the budget to give you more money than you think. That's one problem with being broke. You don't realize how much money people have.
Businesses have a ton.
Dude, businesses have. If I had somebody good come to me and say, $1,000 a month, I'll fix a problem in your business, I can't even notice $1,000 in a month.
Right.
You don't notice it. So someone said, how long did it take you to get started on Twitter? Oh, it disappeared. How long did?
So I went through the program. I just went through like all the content as fast as I could.
Yep.
And started going out and talking to people, and I had my first client in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. There's a lot of people we have getting success about halfway through the program.
Yeah.
It's 4 months.
And I found that once you have that first one, it goes so much faster.
Yep.
Because you have the confidence. Even further.
This person, Siberto, damn, these are coming fast here. Says, how do you figure out the pricing structure? So that's one of the things that we teach in the training, but basically start with $1,000 a month. Don't go too low. You go too low, you get burnt out. If I see people not listening, or there's other people teaching social media marketing, and a lot of them don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, just charge $100 a month. Well, $100 a month,
Yeah.
you will burn out, because to make $1,000, you got to find 10 businesses and keep them all happy.
Yeah.
It's better, if anything, to go up. Why only 1,000? Well, 1,000's a good happy medium. This guy's greedy. BCore8 on Twitter is like, why only 1,000 then? This dude went all the way the other way. Somebody said, Tai changed my life. Jose said, I'm going to be your next student, brother. I'm going to put can I do this here in Brazil, Fred Silver? Yes. You just adjust to whatever country you're in. If you're in Brazil, you might not charge $1,000, but you could charge 1,000 reals, or whatever the equivalent parity amount is. If you're in India, you charge a different price. But there is not a place in the world, besides Antarctica and some weird places that are uninhabited, not weird, but uninhabited places, that businesses don't have money to spend on marketing. And they might as well be giving it to you, because there's a lot of stupid people out there doing it that are charging them more money.
Yeah.
And okay, one of the things you have to learn how to do is like be good at it.
Right.
You can't just charge people money. What's the thing you got best at first?
For me, it was Facebook ads.
Yep.
Because if you can set up a system for a company where they consistently put $1 in and get 3, 4, 5, even 10 back for some of my clients, they'll be with you forever.
Yeah.
If you can make someone money over and over, they'll be with you forever.
Yep. Scott Isaac said, very motivational videos online, changed my perception on a lot of things. Thanks, Scott. And my goal is not just to motivate people, but like actually tangible, practical benefit. Like your bank, you're getting this per month. And you might not get this per month. It's not a get rich quick scheme, but get an extra $3,000 a month. That starts changing your life. Even a little bit of money on a consistent basis starts to change your life.
And this is one of the best businesses because it's recurring revenue.
Yes.
You don't have to go like sell a new deal every time you need to get paid.
Eric Johnson said, I don't have any money to invest into my social media marketing agency. Where do I start? What is your answer to him?
Well, you can research like general content online and just have enough money to start your legal company.
Yeah, it costs about a couple $100.
Yeah.
It's not that much to start a business in America anymore. You can go to LegalZoom.
Yeah.
I think their lowest one, it's a couple $100.
It's like Delaware or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can someone tell me who the other guy is? Which one? Gabriel Wynn says, keep it up, Tai. Damn, these are coming in too quick. Babo Hee. That's a very interesting Instagram name. I'm gonna change mine. Tai Babo Bihi. BB. Are you talking about passive income or job-based? Joe Kose on Facebook's asking. Well, this is the way to think about it is not passive. No income is completely passive unless you have like a pension from the government. So there's an active element, but the key is recurring.
Yeah.
Because once you get the customer once and you keep them happy, you don't have to go out and find another customer. Just keep them happy and they keep paying you.
Right.
You know, I have, let me see if I can, let me log into something. Answer a question here while I do this. So
Yeah, who do we have?
there's like 4 different places.
How many hours a week do you put in?
Oh, here, let me show this real quick.
Okay.
So here's a business I have that has ongoing recurring income. So I have an incubator. We incubated a company called Mentor Box. It's at 21,000 today, and the day's not over. And 21,816 payments, 167 new customers today. And that's a business, right now it's doing 880,000 a month. It's a low month. Sometimes it goes between 800,000 and 1.2 million. It's not a completely passive income because you have to pay attention, but I only pay attention to it like 20 minutes to an hour a month. But I still and I have a CEO, Alex, business partner, co-founder, that watches it more, but it's recurring. We have 68,000. It's funny, the other day we had 67, my favorite number. 67, we had 60. We look at how many active paying customers. These aren't just free customers, but paying. We have 67,000 customers on recurring.
Yeah.
You gotta get it. We gotta get you on that level.
Yeah, that's what
Now they're not all paying 1,000 a month, but you can make it up with volume. 67,000 people paying you even, average of $10 a month starts to add up.
Look at Netflix.
Look at Netflix. We're not on the Netflix train level yet. There's levels to this, as they say. Netflix is at just past 100 million. How'd you like 100 million people paying you $10 a month?
Be a good
Nicholas, get with it, man.
I know, I'm going
I got to
slow.
bring you back on here. We've got this documented, so we got to bring you on here and be like, remember Nicholas when he was just making 20 grand net a month? Now he's making this in milliseconds. I'm gonna call you millisecond man.
Okay.
That's better than millimeter man. You wouldn't want to be, but millisecond man is a lot better.
Oh,
Sam, thank you for Sam is the canned laughter in the background. Okay. How do you show a customer? Okay, last question. Startup Reserve says, how do you show a customer that 1K a month is worth it? So how did you convince your first lawyer customer? What was your second customer?
They were an e-com brand.
So they were selling stuff online, fashion or household stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you convince them that, sign this contract to pay me $1,000 a month?
Well, just so understand their business too. Like when you're going to come in and do marketing for them, if you understand the back end when you go in, so if you go to a lawyer or a dentist or a chiropractor and you say, hey, what's your average customer worth to you? And they say, oh, one customer is worth $2-3 grand to me. So you're telling me that I would only have to bring you 2 customers a month to double your money.
Yeah.
And to them, 1 or 2 or 3 customers does not seem that difficult to do. And it's not difficult to do on the marketing side either, is bring them, even 3 if you're just starting out and new paying clients a month. So
yeah, if you got a lawyer, if you got a dentist, you go to them and you say, listen, like a dentist, for example, or cosmetic surgeons, some of them make $10,000 profit per customer. So you say, look, pay me $1,000, sign this contract, $1,000 a month, I'll do ads, plus you make them pay the advertising expense. So it's your fees, $1,000 plus whatever marketing. So let's say you're like, oh, it's gonna be $3 grand or something on top of that in marketing. You spend $4 grand and you bring them 1 customer in 30 days, 10 grand. They're gonna re-up their contract and be like, oh, let's spend more, and then you can up the price.
yeah, exactly.
You can come up.
Because now you're valuable.
Yeah, now they can't live without you.
More valuable, yeah.
That's one of the big things. Job security for all of you worried about the next recession, which will come. They always come. Guess what? Personal safety comes from skill. You got skill, you're safe. People, man, if somebody's good, you don't fire good people. Right. Even in a recession. You fire the stupidest people or the least skilled. Not just book smart, but the least skilled.
Also, it's not like advertising shuts down during recessions, Business
It goes up.
money. Yeah.
What does a contract look like? That's for people in the program.
Yeah.
We've got examples of the contract. I mean, basically, you don't want to be too complicated or too simple. You want it to protect you. You want it to have all the terms in there. You want it to have the dollar amount clearly listed. You want to have the ways that you can part working, because you might not want to work with them anymore. So you got to have a way that you can back out too. So, yeah. Tai, can you do this in New Delhi, India? Does New Delhi, India have businesses and stores? If the answer is yes, then my answer is yes. Somebody said they can beat people up. Well, Wayne Durr 8, you should join the UFC, man. But just remember, the UFC is also full of people that can beat people up. And they may be able to beat people up better than you can, which means they're going to whoop your ass. So you may want to pick a different profession. I think that's good. I know you got to go. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to talk about there's a next level. In fact, Nicholas and I just recorded, or he just recorded, and I recorded the 2.0 version. You know how like you got like, this is now iPhone's on iPhone 8.0 or 10 point, the iPhone X. And who knows? I mean, in 20 years, you can have like the iPhone 60. And there's a reason, because it's supposed to get better. It doesn't always, but I got a 2.0 version, and that 2.0 version, the goal is next time I got Nicholas on here, he goes from this, 2.0, by that I mean it doubles it. So you're 2 years in, you got to double it.
Yeah.
40.
It's time.
Net. 480,000 a year. By the next time you're on the show.
All right.
I'm going to put the pressure on you. You're on the show tomorrow. Can you do it in 24 hours? You know what? If someone put a gun to your head, you probably can just get on the phone and like call somebody. You can temporarily do it.
Yeah.
Alexander the Great 907 says, prove it. Prove what? You want me to prove that people have ever made 40 grand a month? Well, some people are not worth responding to. But I mean, here's the proof. I know what you're saying. People are skeptical. They go, why don't you be skeptical about this? Why don't you be skeptical about the school system you grew up in? Why don't you be skeptical of the current economic system, which doesn't even tell you about this stuff? So you got to come to alternative sources like this here. You got to be on like Facebook Live and Instagram. It's not mainstream. Why don't you be skeptical about that? Why don't you ask colleges to prove that it's actually worth spending $60,000 a year for an art history degree? People always ask me to prove stuff, and I have. On H3 came in my second video, I pulled out the titles to cars. I had, but where's all the people going to USC and going to Harvard, or going to community colleges and going to literally thousands of colleges? There's a college in LA called, what's that one called? The billboards they have. It's some little college. It's $43,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Where's the demanding of the proof for that? That's my question for you. Your public school education, if you went to public school, probably cost around $150,000 of taxpayer money. Where's the proof that you didn't get ripped off and that your parents and all the taxpayers didn't get ripped off because the only thing you learned was how to memorize stuff and do well on tests? So my answer is, I don't know what kind of proof you want that Nicholas is making money, but let's just say it's all false. Let's say it's not true. Let's say Nicholas is only making $3 a month. The question is, does this concept work? And if you can't see that this concept makes sense, it's elegantly simple. And if you can't see that, then the truth is, nobody can help you. You're just going to be stuck in the status quo. You're stuck in the matrix for the rest of your life. You're going to be, people working at Walmart at 70 because they can't retire. People are working 40 years in a job they hate. So someone said, do you create social media pages for these businesses?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, depending on what.
Sometimes a Facebook page, Twitter. A lot of businesses already have a little bit going. They got a little Twitter, a little Instagram. They don't know what they're doing, but
No. And they don't want to take the time to do it themselves too. A lot of these businesses will sit down with, I know we should be doing something, but we're not. So you're like, right now is the right time because people haven't quite figured it out on their own yet and like put a system in place so they can do it themselves.
Yes.
So when you sit down with them, some of them are almost pre-sold because they know they need to be doing something, but they just haven't yet.
Yep.
And you can be that piece that they need.
Yep. My man. All right, we're gonna keep talking.
Yeah.
Everybody say bye to Nicholas.
Very cool.
What's your Insta again? It's at
NM
Huh?
Kirchner.
Like
K-I-R.
Eminem.
NM. Nicholas Michael.
You ever seen that Chris D'Elia? You should put that Chris D'Elia doing Eminem. You ever seen him rapping like Eminem, the comedian? That thing's funny. All right, go check him out on Insta. And let me show you guys one thing before he goes. Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me show you something before you guys leave, before I leave, because I'm traveling tomorrow. What's the 2.0 version? Nicholas learned the 1.0 version, the first iteration, the first kind of good version. I got a better one. So inside the social media marketing agency program, we've got like 4 months of intensive training. You can do it all on your phone. You can do it all on your computer. You can do it on your own schedule. You don't have to drive to a classroom and sit in traffic. But here's the thing. There was a few things missing. And after putting 25,000 people through the program, I realized we got to add some more stuff. And so the 2.0 version, you got to develop ninja sales skills. And when I mean specifically, it's not just selling like vacuum cleaners or door to door, but closing clients. Let's talk on, so that's one part. So I've actually recorded a series of videos of exactly the script that you can read over the phone to a business owner, or you can do it in person, or you can use it for an email. The exact script, what to say, how to say it, what not to say. You just follow the script. And if you talk to 10 businesses, you'll get one to say yes. That's about the ratio. And as you get better, you probably won't have to talk to 5. So an exact script. This is so important. And I didn't have this in the beginning. So people like Nicholas that went from making $1,000 a month to $20,000 a month profit, by the way, not gross. Guess what changed his life? He had to learn it all on his own. There wasn't a script. So now, for those of you getting in here, like I said, there's less than a week left to get in the scholarship program. I'm going to throw in that script and a series of scripts from different people, how I would do it and how other successful people are doing. And that's massive. To have an actual, it's like, you know why people don't get lost as much anymore? Because you have a GPS. A GPS is like a script. You just type in LAX airport. And wherever you are, as long as you can follow right and left, which some people cannot do, but assuming you're smart enough to know what right and left did, like a minimum IQ is needed. Boom, you turn right, you turn left, you get to the airport faster than you would have 20 years ago when you're like printing out MapQuest or using a compass and the stars that they did 100 years ago. That's the secret to getting yourself going with making money. You need a freaking script. And the 1.0 version of social media marketing agency taught a lot of stuff, but it wasn't simple enough, or as simple as I'd like it to be, but still powerful, not simple and stupid. Does that make sense? So leave me a little comment if you're interested in getting in the 2.0 version. I'll talk about the price, and we have even a payment plan. Remember, USC, not to pick on USC, is $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year to go. That is literally $5,000 a month to go. And this is not, I should charge this because people are coming out of undergrad education and they don't even know how to make $5,000 a month. They've been paying $5,000 a month, but don't know how to make it back. So they go in debt, crazy debt. Stanley Willis said, I'm sick of being broke. Well, if you're sick of being broke, stop being broke. And someone says it's not easy, it's not as easy as said. It's not as easy done as it is said. Well, if you have an exact script, it is. An exact script. And the third thing in the 2.0, like I said with Nicholas, how he's going to go from making this a month to this, easy. He's got to learn how to expand and become an investor. There are techniques where he can start using his social media agency, not just charging $1,000 a month, but getting like 10% of the restaurant ownership, shares in the company. So he can, as he gets better and better and earns the trust of the pizza restaurant, he can say, listen, I'm charging you $3,000 a month to do all the social media. See how much I've helped you here? Make me a partner in the business. And these might be businesses that have been built over 20 years, and they just go, boom, here's a piece of paper, you sign a legal document, now you're a business partner. That's where you really start to make money. That's where you really start to make money. Somebody says, oh man, is the payment plan just for the script? No. You still get 4 months. It's about 50 hours of training. At the end of 4 months, you get a certificate, certified. There's a test at the end, and you get a certification. And it's not a college degree. You can't say, you have a bachelor's. It's not an accredited degree. But you got certified through the largest social media marketing agency trading system ever. It's the biggest one. Nothing's bigger than this. No college has more people who have gone through it than me. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying the certification means something. And also, I know how to make money with social media. You're not learning from somebody. I did it. I didn't just teach it. I already did it. And then later, many years after, I was like, oh, I can teach it. So it's like learning to play basketball from a retired, LeBron James or something. It's better. It's not like just some random person's teaching. I've got, 13 million social media followers. And I know I've seen it make me money and my businesses. I just showed you Mentor Box here. That was all built off social media marketing. It just happens I also own the businesses, which is why I said we'll talk about that later. That's SMMA 3.0. But I kind of have that in SMMA 2.0. In SMMA 2.0, I'm going to teach you how to not just do service business, but actually own the businesses. Like I own half of Mentor Box, which is the largest nonfiction book shipping company in the world. We got Walmart as a client. We've got, 67,000, more than 67,000 now, paying recurring members. What about expanding publicity? Okay, someone's asking, what if you're already in SMA 1.0? You're fine. We will, for those of you in 1.0, as of right now, I'm just going to upgrade you for free. I'm not trying to make money. I'm going to do that for this week. I may eventually add it as an add-on, but I haven't decided what to do with that right now. So you're going to get this script stuff, those of you in the program. Now, if you're already in the program making money, we have other tools. You should be in my advanced live phone training. And if you're not in there, then we'll talk about that another day. You can go to my website and contact the support. For those of you already making money from you got in the program last year or 2 years ago, we have another set of training that you can do. But for those of you just starting out, that's what I'm recording for. You're getting in at the right time. Okay? Let's see. Is there any minimum qualifications or knowledge to take the course? No. I'm going to take you from 0 to certified. And it's 4 months. Month 1. So basically, you're going to learn how to set up the business. Month 2, and it's not exactly, but just a rough outline. Month 2, you're going to learn how to do it. You have to know, you got to have the skill of like, how do you do the Facebook ads? How do you manage their email? How do you manage their website? Like, what do you do there? That's month 2. And in month 3, you're going to learn how to get paying customers, right? And then month 4 is all about how to, once you got that first customer, the process of expanding the business. So I'm going to take you from nothing. Nicholas knew nothing. I had to show him how to get how to form a company. He was making $12,000 a year. So for those of you who already have skill, you can just skip stuff too. If you already know stuff, you just skip it. All right. For those of you currently in the course, you'll start seeing the new content in there. For those of you who are new, hold on one second. Need to check something. So I'm doing this test group. Like I said, how much time do we have left on Instagram? What's Instagram?
15 minutes.
Okay. Do. Hold on one second. I've been doing a new technique on my Instagram. I doubled my overall reach. It's been interesting. I'm just checking on it. Added another 11 million views or whatever. A lot of tricks up there, man. This social media game's here to stay. Kylie Jenner's the youngest billionaire in history because she built her little makeup line. It's not little, actually. And she's killing the game, and she's making more money than all these people that have Harvard MBAs, and she's a mother, which, she's got all this stuff going on in her life. It's like crazy. And yeah, we got a money back guarantee on this program. Somebody said, Tai, stop being skeptical, and now I'm doing 10 grand a month. Tai, this video is real. Are you asking me if it's real, or you're saying, oh, this looks real? It is pretty real. I pinched myself. I'm pretty real right now, as far as I can tell. Okay. I got to go in a few minutes. Be certified at something. Get the script. I'd love to invent a product. So for all those of you who, by the way, this is also for good program for you to go through if you are doing something else, like maybe you own a restaurant, or maybe you're launching your own clothing brand, or maybe you're building your own personal brand. You still got to learn this stuff. When are people going to wake up to the fact that the two most valuable properties you'll ever own is your website and your social media brand? And sometimes an app, like look at Amazon. They got their website and their app. That's in their brand, and it's worth $1 trillion. That's the most important thing you'll have in the modern world. That's the future. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg's got, $60 billion in his 30s? Why? Because he has his website, his app, and of course it's social media. I mean, he owns Instagram. So you got to ask yourself, why am I not playing the game that winning people play? I don't know. People are asleep. That's the only thing that I could come up with. I've been showing, like when I first launched this, I understood why people were skeptical. But now it's like 25,000 people have gone. I've been posting for years. Like if you are on my Snapchat, my Instagram, you see these. I've been posting hundreds of testimonials that I didn't make up. Some of them we take the time to verify with my lawyer and accountants. We can't verify them all. I'm sure somebody's lied. But there's an insane amount. I meet people out on the street who just come up to me like, yo, you don't know me? I had a little thing at my house. It wasn't even for social media. And a guy just came up to me. He's like, I'm doing what did he do? $400,000 a year profit with my social media. If you watch my Snapchat, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, there was a kid here, built it. Oh, I'll tell you a cool story. I was in Australia. I went with Arnold Schwarzenegger to speak. It was pretty cool. Business talk I gave. Then Arnold went after me. Now, Arnold's better than me, but I was just the warm up for Arnold, right? And I'm out there, I'm walking around Melbourne, Australia, and a kid comes up to me and he's like, man, I'm 19 years old. He was like 19 or 20. And he goes, I'm like bored now. I go, why? He goes, I built a social media marketing agency, whatever, he's making 10, 20 grand a month. He sold it, a bigger traditional marketing agency bought his agency, and I think he made like 400,000, and that's Australian dollars. It's a little less in America, but it's a lot, right? 400,000. He bought a piece of real estate that used to be, it was somehow, I forget how it was. It was like a historical place, and he changed the zoning somehow, and anyway, he rents it out. He's got like 4 units or something, and he makes like 10 grand a month on autopilot. He owns the house, and people, it's like in a great location in Melbourne. People rent it from him, and he rents it for, I think his net is like 10 grand a month. And it's paid off, and he's doing it, and he's like 20. It's why, and that is not, I get lots of stories like that. Now, I'll be honest, not all 25,000 people who went into it had success, because believe it or not, 25 to 30% of people who got in the program never logged in one time. So you can't blame me for that. Like, this isn't magic. You can't just, it's not just buy the program, never log in. But on the flip side, you don't have to spend, like my friend got a PhD, he was in college for 12 years. This is not a 12-year course. This is 4 months. And if 4 months is too much for you, like, you're too impatient, you know? Diego Padilla said, Tai, you're the best mentor. I joined a month ago. I'm doing SMMA. He's in 67 steps, 12 foundations. When are you going to do mastermind? I got a mastermind. That's been going. But it's more for people that are a little more advanced. I don't offer that to, there's levels you got to get in. So keep doing what you're doing, Diego. You know? Took me 8 years for engineering to get my degree, says ibuild.inc on Instagram. Yeah, man. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to college. I'm just saying do the math. Do the math. Daniel Zebu said he just got the social media marketing certificate. Let me read the name of some people that are going in the program. So you got, here's the thing. I'm going to put this link. If you're on my website, you'll see it below.